Okay, so we're going to be working with some shoulder, quite strong shoulder opening this morning, this lovely sunny morning, and why not? And so the yoga prop that you'll be needing is a belt, okay, guys? So just have a belt near you, and we'll be working with nothing new, same sort of the usual postures, but we're just going to be adding an extra element of shoulder opening by using the belt. And had great feedback on this, and I think people quite like to work in this way. So we forget that actually something like a yoga belt we can add to any yoga practice just to go a little more deeply into the postures, and you'll see what I mean when we get started. All right, so let's settle ourselves down. So just finding that comfortable sitting position now on the mat. Just tuning in to the present moment, to your presence in the room and to the practice that we're about to do for the next hour together. So just becoming aware of your sitting posture, whether that's sitting on the floor directly or sitting on a yoga prop, just tuning in to the contact with the mat through your seat or through the tops of your shins, tops of the feet. Just beginning that letting go process, whatever's been happening so far today, we're just letting it go. And it begins by relaxing the mind muscles. So if it helps, just imagine a cupboard that you can just open up the doors and sweep everything in there. So whatever's been going on, just sweep all the mind chatter, the mind noise, sweep it in there, close the doors, and relax. Take some deep breaths in and out of that headspace. And now that your mind is fully relaxed and available, let's take it into the body then for a body scan. So take your awareness to the feet and relax your feet completely. And then moving up the legs then through the shins, the calves, the knees and the thighs. So just let the floor or the yoga support take your weight as you relax your legs completely. And then just tilt your pelvis slightly forward. So just roll your hips just a little forward so that you get that release of the spine. Now it can lengthen up towards the sky. Sit back a little on your sit bones, nice and straight. And when you do that, the chest lifts, shoulders broaden and drop. Your arms are nice and heavy by your side, the hands resting on top of the thighs. The head is nicely centered between the shoulders, and the face is holding no expression, so just letting go now in the forehead, around the eyes, and the jaw. And just to make sure that you're fully relaxed, go ahead, do that body scan once more in your mind's eye. Start with the feet, work your way up to the top of your head, seek out any tension, and just let it go. And then from here, we're going to go into the warm-up. So you're going to take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to drop the chin down towards the chest. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift the chin away slightly, and then as you exhale, drawing it a little closer to the chest. Inhale, take it away, last time, lift the chin, and then exhale, really getting in a stretch in the back of the neck. And then inhaling, rolling the head up towards the right shoulder. So just rotate your head so that you've got your ear right above the shoulder, stretching out the left side of the neck. And then exhaling, rolling the head back down to center. Inhaling, coming up onto the left. So again, just turn the head so that your ear dangles above the shoulder, stretch out the right side of the neck. And then exhaling, rolling back down to center. Inhaling, coming up on the right. So just work with your breath here, nice and easy, no rush. Rolling the head from side to side. And just keeping the spine nice and straight and the shoulders level and still. Good. And then the next time the chin comes down to center, we're going to pause that practice, and on an inhale, lifting the head back up to between the shoulders and continue with the shoulder rolls. So send the shoulders back, circle them up towards the ears and forward. Take them back, up and forward. And then changing direction, next time the shoulders come down, so just reverse the circles, forward, up and back. Good. And the next time the shoulders come down to center, we're going to leave that practice and work with the seated spinal twist. So you're going to take your right hand to the left knee, the left hand rests behind you on the floor, or with the palm up against the yoga support. Inhale, lengthen up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, rotate. So this is a rotating on your spinal axis rather than a lean. And then turn as far as is comfortable. And then letting that go, coming to the other side. So the left hand to the outside of the right knee, the right hand's behind you. Inhale, nice and long, and then exhale, turning. So just anchor the hands down to draw the shoulders down. Good. And then one more time each side. So the right hand is back to the left knee, the left hand's behind you. Inhaling, and then exhaling when you rotate. Good. Last time to the right. Left hand to the right knee, the right hand's behind you. Inhale, and then exhale, turn. Lovely. And then coming back to center, and we're just going to come off the yoga supports. Just to finish with our warm-ups down on the mat. So get down onto your back. You can have your arms by your side, your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the floor. You can stay here, or you can just bring your knees to the chest and just breathe. So just get nice and heavy here. For a few moments, breathe nice and easily in and out of the nose. So great to have the whole spine relaxing into the mat, into the earth beneath you. And then either leaving your arms by your side or bringing your hands to the front of the knees. Let's work with some hip rolls on an inhale, then circle the knees out to the side, down and away, and then exhale when they meet, bringing them back to the chest. So inhale, circle them out, down and away, exhale, bringing them back to the chest. Good, and then next time the knees come to center, just slide the hands to the inside of the knees. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, let the knees drop to the side, and then just hold here for gentle inside thigh stretch. And just let the shoulder blades rest onto the mat. Good, and then on an inhale, then bring the knees back together. A couple of more hip rolls. And then we're going to keep the knees together for the sacral circling, as it were. Choose which direction you want to go in, and then circle both knees in that direction, hands on the knees or your arms by your side. So we're just massaging out the lower spine. And the next time the knees come to center, go the opposite way to the way you started. Good. And the next time the knees come to center, we will pause that practice, take a breath in as you exhale, roll over onto one side. And we begin our sequence this morning with cat-cow, just to warm up the body a little bit more. So if you like support for your knees, then bring your blanket across the mat. Place the knees on the mat, and equally, if you know that your wrists like a bit of support, then you can roll your mat so that you get a little extra padding under the heels of the hands. Either way, you're going to have your palms underneath your shoulders and your knees in line with your hips. You can have the toes tucked or the feet flat on the mat, whichever you prefer. So on an inhale, then we're going to drop the belly down towards the mat, rolling the elbows towards each other, sending the tailbone up towards the sky, looking up as far as it's comfortable, and then exhaling, coming into cat. So pressure through the hands, the knees, the feet, to give you the stretch. And then inhaling again, pressure through the hands, knees, the feet. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then find your flow now. So just follow the length of your inhale and your exhale. There's no rush here. And if you want to add a little extra core working here, then in your cat, as you exhale, draw your navel towards the spine. And you'll find that that works your core muscles a little bit and also expels more air out of your lungs. So that's optional. A couple more. And finishing in your next cat with an exhale. And then coming into neutral, and you're going to sit back on your heels. You're going to move the blanket, if you've got it, away from your knees, and you're going to come up into standing. Right, so we're going to begin our standing sequence then with mountain pose, just to get ourselves grounded. So bring your feet then in line with your hips, which is halfway down towards the groin here, with your toes pointing forward. Turn your palms towards the front of this room. And then start to just gently tuning into this balance now. So close your eyes. Just feel your soles now, the soles of your feet grounding down very softly into the mat to give you that lengthening up towards the ceiling. And just notice perhaps there are quite a few muscles wanting to get involved here. So just start to let all the muscles go, the kneecaps drop. Just find a lightness. Just trust this balance. Just breathe nice and easy in and out of the nose. So grounding, so calming, tuning in to the mountain pose. Good, and then we're going to let that go, open up the eyes and just have your arms by your side. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start to tune into these shoulders now. And we're going to do some shrugs, quite literally. We're going to shrug our shoulders. So on an inhale, we're going to lift the shoulders up as far as they'll go. And then exhale, we're going to drop them down. So inhale, shrug the shoulders. And then exhale, drop. Keep flowing. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, drop them down. Just keep flowing. Notice how much space actually there is here, the range of motion when you shrug your shoulders. So if you tense in your shoulders will be slightly higher than they should be. So just feel into the relief of actually letting them drop completely down. Okay. One more. Inhale, shrug. And then exhale, drop. Good. So now we're going to do a slightly different movement. We're going to roll the shoulders backwards and forwards. Okay. So here, we're going to roll them forward. And then we're going to roll them back. Okay, so forward in your mountain pose, and then inhale as they go back. So you can do this slowly. Exhale, roll forward. Inhale as they go back. So as they go back, just feel how the shoulder blades slide down on each side of your spine. So if you hear in a yoga class the cue sliding the shoulder blades down and away, this is what that means. That feeling of the shoulder blades sliding down and away. Good. So we'll be doing this rolling movement in our yoga postures to come. One more. Exhale forward, and then we're going to let that go. So now we're going to do it with our arms out to the side. So you're going to take your arms out, and then on an inhale, you're going to turn the palms up, feel the shoulder blades slide down, and then we're going to exhale, rotate them the other way. Shoulders come forward. Inhale, roll them down and away, and then exhale, forward. And perhaps you get the 360-degree rotation of your hands. Doesn't matter if you don't, just feel into what the space is. Notice what's going on in the shoulders. Maybe one is different to the other. Doesn't matter. But just feel that rotation in your shoulders. Good. One more. So inhale, roll them back. Exhale, roll them forward. Inhale. Exhale, lowering your arms. So we're going to continue then with cactus arms. So I'll just show you what we're going to do. We're going to lift our arms up like so, with the 90-degree angle here in the arms. We're going to have a few breaths, and then we're just going to add a little twist here, just to wake up the core, working with the breath, okay? We're going to do that from side to side. So on an inhale then, lifting your arms up into cactus arms, palms are forward. You can actually look from side to side and check that your elbows are in line with your shoulders. Feet in mountain pose. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, start to ground down through the feet to turn to the right, but keeping your arms in the same place. Good. Inhale, come back. And then exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale to the right. Keeping the spine nice and straight. We're rotating on the axis here. Exhaling to each side. Keeping the arms same place. Good. One more to each side, so to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, let that go. Whoa. Quite the arm workout, just doing that actually, isn't it? Okay, so now we're going to get the belt out for the first use of this fabulous yoga prop. So I'll just show you what we're going to do. So in mountain, there is the option obviously to stand with your palms facing forward, but then the other option is to have your arms up over your head. But sometimes if the shoulders are a bit stiff, the arms can only come about this far and you're not getting the chest opening part of the posture. So to help us get the arms up a little higher and get more space in the shoulders, we're going to use the belt. So have it loose in your hand. And then on an inhale, just turn your palms towards each other so that you're holding the belt like that. On an inhale, then you're going to lift your arms up. And as you lift them up, if you need to, you can lengthen out the belt however far you need to get the arms in line with your side seam. So if that's here, then that's fine. If it's a little closer, then that's also fine. So find the length of belt that you need to keep your arms in line with your side seams. When you've done that, then stay here, take some breath. So let there be tension in the belt. As if you want to take the belt apart slightly. And now you're working those back muscles. You're working the muscles that slide the shoulder blades up and down. At the same time, you're getting a nice chest opening here as well. And breathe. Good. One more breath. And take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to lower the belt. Lovely, and just give yourself a little bit of movement there. That's quite strong on the shoulders when you're doing that, yeah? When you're actually using the belt, so it becomes a whole new experience. So now we're going to go into forward fold, but we're using the belt again. So I'll just show you You're going to have the belt behind you this time with the palms facing. You're going to take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to come forward, hinging at the hips with the knees bent. And when you're halfway, you're going to start to lift the arms up towards the ceiling. However far that is, sending the hands away from the shoulders and having this aspect of opening up the shoulders in forward fold. So let's do that together. So feet together, toes pointing forward. Roll the shoulders open. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, hinging in the hips with a nice straight spine. Softness in the knees now. And then start to lift the arms up as you lower the torso, dropping the head towards the ceiling. So shift the weight into the balls of your feet. So we're getting a hamstring stretch here, and just making sure that the palms are facing each other. So try not to have a sort of a forced kind of yanking thing happening here in the shoulders. Good, yeah. So just feel how the belt there really helps to keep the arms aligned and maintain that shoulder opening. So kind of encouraging some space into the shoulders here. Good. Getting a hamstring stretch as well though, yeah? Lots going on in this posture. Good, so maybe just one or two more breaths here. And then on an inhale now, you're going to start to come up. So lower your hands back to your lower spine. And then coming up, rounding down through the feet then, nice and straight, long in the spine. Nice and slowly coming back up into standing. Wow, and then just let that go. Okay. Good, so just drop your belt to one side now as we move to work with extended side stretch, okay? So I'll just show you what we'll be doing there. You're going to face the long side of your mat. You're going to get into your extended side stretch. And once we're aligned, we're going to reach up with the arm towards the ceiling, and then after a breath or two, we're going to sweep it back. The back of the hand rests on the lower spine or on the thigh, and work with the shoulder opening that way, okay? So take your feet out wide, and then turn your right foot out. So just look down and check that you've aligned your heels. Your right foot is out at 90 degrees, and just turn your left foot in slightly for balance. Take a breath in as you exhale, look down, bend your right knee and make sure that it's above the ankle. And then resting your forearm just behind that kneecap, the right kneecap there, and keeping your arm active. And feel how you can now get some hip opening here by nudging that knee to the right with your forearm. So there's action happening there. Just feel into that first. Strong through the feet. And then you're going to rotate the rib cage up towards the ceiling, maintaining the pressure through that arm so that the shoulders are stacked one above the other. And then if it wants to, that arm can stay at the hip, or if it wants to, inhale and lift the left arm up. So it's a reach. So that shoulder blade is down. So maintain the pressure through the forearm. Keep that knee above the ankle. And now take a breath in, and as you exhale, sweep that left arm behind. Let the back of the hand land, either on the lower spine or wherever it wants to. Maybe it comes to the thigh. Either way, with every exhale, you're going to send the shoulders in opposite directions by grounding down through the forearm and through the back of that hand on your spine. Your gaze can be forward, just making sure your head's in line with the spine, or looking up, which challenges the balance just a little. But just check in with the neck. Good. Yeah. And then on an inhale now, grounding down through the feet, let the arms go, straighten the right leg, bring the feet together. Give yourself some movement before we do the other side. So now again, with your feet wide, align your heels, turn your left foot out this time. Turn the right foot in slightly for balance. Take your breath in as you exhale, look down, get that knee above the ankle. Get your left forearm just behind that kneecap, palm facing up. And again, feeling into the hip opening here on the left. And then we're going to rotate the rib cage up towards the ceiling, stack the shoulders. And if it wants to, on an inhale, then reaching up with your right arm. So your gaze can be forward, head in line with the spine, or you can look up. Just maintaining that anchoring through the forearm to draw the left knee to the left. Good. Take a breath in. As you exhale now, you're going to sweep that right arm behind. Let the back of the hand rest wherever it wants to. And again, with every exhale now, drawing the shoulders in opposite directions. Opening, opening, opening the chest. Good. And then on an inhale, we're going to let that go. The arms go. You straighten the left leg, coming back to center. Fabulous. Okay, we're going to work with wide-legged forward fold in the same way as we did forward fold in the standing. So just to show you, we're going to take our feet wide this time. The belt will be in our hands. And we're going to come forward, lifting the arms up this way, but using the belt. So we're going to get a little bit more shoulder opening perhaps. So facing the long side of the mat. Align your heels, turn your feet in a little bit for balance. Again, make sure the palms are facing as you're holding the belt. Take a breath in, and as you exhale now, roll the shoulders open, hinging at the hips. Let the weight come into the balls of the feet. Slight bend in the knees, and then when you're halfway, let the arms lift. Send the hands away from the shoulders. Let there be tension in the belt. Take the belt however wide you need for the arms to be straight. So go easy on the shoulders here. Let them soften into the opening. Good. Another breath or two here. And then on an inhale, we're going to come back up. So start to lift the torso, nice straight spine, lower the hands towards the lower spine as you come up, strong through the feet, nice and slowly. Good, and then we're going to let that belt go. Come up into standing. Lovely. We're now going to work with the belt in high lunge. So in the same way, we're going to step back. I'll just show you. We're going to step back, find our high lunge, and then we're going to use the belt for raising up our arms like we did in mountain pose. Okay? Again, just making sure we get the chest opening piece of the posture. So standing at the front of your mat, with the belt loosely in your hands, then shift the weight into your right foot. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, send the left foot back. So take a moment here, no rush, to find your balance. So get your feet as wide as they need to be, toes forward. The back heel is off the mat. Your hips are square and parallel facing forward. And your center of gravity is right between the feet. So get comfortable here. The knee is above the ankle. Now you're going to take the belt with the palms facing each other. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift the arms up. And again, take the belt as wide as it needs to be for your arms to be in line with your side seams. So this is a bit of a balance when you lift your arms all the way up in this way. So you need to be strong through the feet. With the tension in the belt, again, we're getting into those muscles that slide the shoulder blades up and down. Good. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to lower the arms now. And then bring that left foot forward. Right, let's check out the other side then. Shifting the weight into the left foot. Take a breath in. As you exhale, send the right foot back. So now the toes again, pointing forward. The back heel is off the mat. Just check that your hips are parallel and square facing forward, and that we're not sort of dipping down on the right. So shift the hips so that they're level. Knees above the ankle. Find your balance here, nice and solid. When it feels like you can stay here a while, then we're going to take a breath in and again lifting up the arms. Adjust the belt as necessary. Palms facing. Good. It's like having the belt accentuates the balance actually in a way, doesn't it? As well as working the muscles in the arms and the spine. Good. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to lower the arms and bring that right foot forward. Fabulous. We've got one more standing posture with the belt. We're going to work with chair pose. Now we're going to not only use the belt to activate the shoulders, but we're also going to activate the legs, and I'll talk you through that while we're doing it. So bring your feet a little closer together, about 2.5 inches. Have your belt loosely in front of you through your hands, palms facing. Take a breath in, and as you sit down, send the hips back. Let the knees track over the feet. Bring your torso, your nice straight mountain torso, a little forward. And then on an inhale, raise your arms parallel. So this is as far as they go, parallel to the floor. Palms facing, let there be tension in the belt. But now we're going to add a little bit of leg muscle action. And you're going to make as if you want to take your feet apart. But there's going to be resistance. So now you're firing up the muscles on the outside of your thighs and the glutes as well, and in the lower spine. So putting it all together then, tension in the belt to work the arms and the shoulders, and using the resistance of the feet against the mat to work the glutes and the thighs. Good. A few more breaths here. Doesn't look like we're doing anything now, but there's a lot going on here. Good, and then on an inhale, we're going to come back up, and we're going to let the belt go, and we're going to come down into child's pose for a well-deserved break after all that, and to integrate the practice. So if you like a blanket under your knees, go ahead and have that. Take your knees apart, toes together, and then coming forward. with your forehead. Now, if you need a prop, if you need the bolster underneath your thighs or a block underneath your head so that you're comfortable, then go ahead and use the yoga support to make sure that you're fully relaxed in child's pose, and then stay there for a few breaths. Good. And then on an inhale, we're going to come back up. And we're going to work with puppy pose. I'm just going to turn, but you're going to bring your knees together. You're going to stretch out your hands, palms flat, toes are tucked under, drop your hips halfway to the buttocks, and let's just lengthen out the spine and open up the chest a little bit more. So let your hands ground down into the mat and provide the resistance to send the tailbone in the opposite direction, ears in line with the spine. So take a few breaths here. We've been working quite deeply into the shoulders, so let there be a stretch down the side seams. Good, just keeping those ears in line with the upper arms. Nice stretch here. Lovely. Good. And then on an inhale, we're going to come up. And we're going to come onto our forearms. We're going to drop the hips down onto the blanket, if you're using the blanket. And we're going to work with locust pose. We're going to do some alternate lifts of the torso and the legs. So we're going to lift the torso, and then we're going to lift the legs, and then we're going to do the whole thing, the whole locust with a belt. And I'll talk you through that when we get there. But for now, you're going to come down onto your mat, face down. You're going to turn your palms so that they're facing down towards the floor. Forehead on the mat, feet are hip width apart. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift the torso and send your hands back as if you want to touch your knees, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, lower. And then inhale, just lifting up the feet only. Hands resting on the mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up the torso, ground down through the pubic bone and the hips. Keep your head in line though, so just make sure you've got your chin tucked under slightly. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting up the feet. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up the torso. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up the feet. And lower. So now we're going to take our belt across our lower back. So have it in your hands, and we're going to come up into full locust, but using the belt. So palms are facing the floor this time. So on an inhale, then lifting up the torso and the feet together. Let there be tension in the belt here, grounding down very strongly now through the pubic bone. Take a breath in and then exhale lower. We're going to do that one more time. So just have a few breaths on the mat before we repeat that. So again, then on an inhale, lifting the torso and the feet. The hands come off the floor, the shoulders roll back. Tension in the belt for that extra shoulder opening. Take an inhale and then exhale lower. Let go of your belt. Make a nest with your hands. And place your forehead on the hands and let go completely. So let the heels flop out to the side and just take a few breaths here in crocodile pose. And then on an inhale, you're going to place your hands on either side of your chest. You're going to lift your hips off the mat and just move the blanket out of the way. And we've got one more posture to do before we get into our restorative leg stretches. So we're going to work with bridge pose, but we're going to do it with the belt. And I'm just going to show you. So I'm going to come a little closer. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down into our bridge pose. So we're going to have the belt here underneath the thighs. We're going to lift the pelvis up slightly and we're going to shimmy up onto the backs of the arms. So at the moment, your arms will be flat on the floor. We're going to lift up the pelvis slightly and we're going to shimmy so that we open up the shoulders and come onto the backs of the arms and start here. And then we're going to ground down through the feet and come up into bridge, drawing the chest towards the chin. But you've got your belt there to help you ground down through the whole length of this arm so that you get more of a shoulder opening. So it's just adding that little extra opening element using the belt and coming up onto the backs of your arms. So coming onto your spine then, have your knees bent, feet flat on the mat, with the feet underneath your knees. Take the belt in your hand. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift the pelvis up slightly and then shimmy up onto the backs of your arms, opening out the shoulders to the sides. So now your palms are going to be naturally facing because you're on the back of your arms. It's already here. You can start to feel the anchoring down through the whole length of your arm, tension in the belt, and then on an inhale, grounding down through the feet, keeping the knees hip width apart as you then draw the chest towards the chin. But just let there be a little space in the back of the neck so you're not kind of jamming the back of your neck into the mat. And then take some deep breaths here. So as you can feel, you're getting a little bit more shoulder opening here by being on the backs of your arms and using the belt as an anchor. Lovely. And just keeping those knees in line with the hips. Good. So take your last breath or two here. And when you're ready, take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to lower the pelvis. Let those arms go. So come back onto the flat of your arms. Your lower spine comes down last. Let go of the belt. Bring your knees to the chest. Take a little gentle hug and a rock from side to side just to ease that out. Good. And then from here, we're going to go into our lovely hamstring stretches using the belt. So you're going to straighten your right foot with the foot flexed. You're going to take your belt around the ball of your left foot. You're going to nearly straighten. And then on an inhale, you're going to draw that foot up towards your face. So again, just relax your shoulders here. Try not to struggle or fight with the reins, but make sure that you're grounding down through your lower spine, kind of sending this left buttock here towards the bottom of your mat to just prevent hitching. So there's a tendency to perhaps lift the left hip up to try and get the leg up higher, but we're going to keep the spine nice and straight, grounding down through the back of your sacrum here. So just feel that. And breathe. Grounding down through your lower spine in this way into the mat actually accentuates and deepens the stretch as well. So it's really not about how high you can lift your leg, it's about how much of a stretch you get between the back of the kneecap and the bottom. Good, so now we're going to take it out to the side. So put the belt in your left hand, place your right hand onto your right hip, take a breath in, and let that left leg now come out to the side. And you might need to lengthen the reins a little bit. To get hip opening here on the left hip. Again, just be mindful of keeping your spine nice and straight. So grounding down through the heel of your straight leg. And then drawing your foot upwards towards your head. But again, just minding the alignment here. One or two more breaths here. And then on an inhale now, you're going to bend that left knee, bring the leg back to center and switch over. So now you're going to put the belt around the ball of your right foot. You're going to straighten your left foot. Foot flexed, heel into the mat. You're going to nearly straighten the right foot, and then on an exhale, drawing that right foot towards your face, however far that is. Relax your shoulders. But again, really grounding down through the base of your spine here, that sacrum, drawing the right buttock towards the bottom of the mat to keep the spine nice and straight. And the hips are square. One or two more breaths here. Just softening, rather than forcing. Good, and then place the belts in your right hand. Take the left hand onto your left hip. Take a breath in and let that leg come out to the side, maybe easing out the reins so you get the stretch. But mindful of the alignment here. Once the leg has come out to where it wants to be, then just playing with drawing the foot up towards your head. A couple more breaths here. Good. And then on an inhale, now you're going to bend the knee. You're going to bring that right foot back in, and you're going to let go of the belt. We're just going to finish with some window wipes just to ease things off. So you're going to bend both your knees and place the feet onto the outer edge of the mat. Take your arms out wide, like a cross. Take a breath in. As you exhale, let the knees drop to the right, but the feet stay on the mat. You're rolling over onto the edges of the feet and draw that left thigh down for a side stretch, thigh stretch as well. Good, and then inhale back to center, and then exhale. Take the knees to the left, draw the right knee to the mat, stretch out the thigh. You could add the head roll as well, so your head goes to the right when the knees go to the left. And then inhale back to center, and then the opposite way. Head left, knees to the right. So just find your own rhythm here. Just let the body stretch out. Shoulders, side seams. Good. And maybe one more. To the side. And then on an inhale back to center, and that completes the sequence for this morning. So from here, you're going to go into your Shavasana. So if you've got a bolster handy and you like having some support for your lower spine, you put the bolster underneath your knees. Your feet are hip width apart. You can have the blanket underneath your head or over you. Your arms are slightly out to the side with the palms facing up. Just making sure now that you're making your final adjustments to get yourself nice and relaxed. And once you are in your final posture, just start to get nice and weighty. So just let the body sink into the mat. Maybe do a big quick body scan, making sure the body's relaxed from the tips of your toes to the top of your head. Just softening down, softening down. Let the breath now relax into a natural, easy rhythm in and out of the nose. And then taking your awareness within to that place of hovering between fully awake and asleep. And you'll hear the bell when we're ready to come out. So just bring yourself back into the room, back into the body now. And just inviting some gentle movement to the hands, to the feet. If you want to, taking your arms up over your head and taking a nice long stretch down the length of the body. And then bringing one knee to the chest and then the other. If it feels all right, hugging the knees, taking a gentle rock from side to side. And then rolling over onto your right side, and just pausing there, taking some deep breaths into the back of the chest. And then pushing the upper arm into the mat and gently rolling yourself up into comfortable sitting. And taking your hands to the heart center, thanking the body for the practice and for always supporting us in our daily lives. And then hands to the forehead for kind and loving thoughts. Hands to the mouth for kind and loving words. And then back to the heart center for always staying open in love. We can say namaste. Thank you so much. Good. Well, hopefully your shoulders will feel a little more open after that.